Hello, dear fans, friends, and subscribers of Cricket Happenings. What a game in the World Cup we had today. We have been starved. There has been a lot of talk going on in this World Cup that we didn't have any humdingers, and today was one humdinger that happened between Pakistan and South Africa, where South Africa had to really work towards the win, and finally it was a one wicket victory, and it was an absolute joy for all the fans at Chennai Stadium today as they really got their money's worth because the match went all the way down to the wire and excitement was at fever pitch. And finally, it was South Africa who prevailed. Especially considering I'm going to just talk about the main thing that happened today. 270 was the target that Pakistan had set, and it was a crucial match for Pakistan, as you know, to keep their hopes alive. And as far as South Africa were concerned, what was good, the score was 250 for 8 when Gerald Coetzee was gone. So still, there were 20 runs to get. Aidan Markram was a big wicket for 91. And there was a lot of work to be done. And there were the tailenders. Keshav Maharaj, yes, he definitely is a good batsman, but he had only the company of tailenders, Lungi Gidi and Tabrai Shamsi. Lungi Gidi just, stuck it out there for 4 runs, just making 4 runs of 14 balls. Keshav Maharaj was cool as a cucumber. He did not take any risk. He was just nudging the singles. And that was the right approach. There was no need, and he knew that he had to keep his calmness. Overs was not a problem at all, but it was about the calmness of Keshav Maharaj, who actually nurtured them to victory. And definitely, this was, even though the innings, if you look at it, is just not out on 7 of 21 deliveries with 1-4, but the way he actually guided the tailenders by staying there, probably talking to them, and finally it was a win for South Africa. But definitely, as I said, they had to eke out a win against Pakistan as Pakistan came closer and closer to victory. But in the end, it was the South Africans who prevailed over the Pakistanis by 1 wicket. And as I said, we have been starved of thrillers. And there's a lot of talk going on, as you know. They were telling that we don't have any match which is really been something which is going down to the wire. And today was the first game, I thought, in the World Cup that really went all the way down to the wire. And let's talking about it now. And definitely, this was a well-earned victory by South Africa. And Pakistan would definitely consider themselves very unfortunate. But yes, what it has done to South Africa is that this particular win has really boosted them to number 1 spot. They have gone ahead of India now, and South Africa now occupied the top spot along with India. But India, the only difference being South Africa and India both have 10 points, but the net run rate is South Africa have 2.032. India's net run rate is 1.353. But one advantage for India is that South Africa have played 6 matches, whereas India has played only 5 matches. And the next game, which is coming up, is one game against England, who are already wounded tigers. But you never know. Sometimes the wounded tigers come very hard on the opposition. So India would be quite wary about that because England might probably play without a care in the world, and that might go against India. So India have to be absolutely guarded about it. Now, talking about this particular game, yes, the toss was won by Pakistan, I reckon. Yes, Pakistan won the toss, Babar Azam, and decided to bat first. Now, looking at this Pakistan card, if you see, they were good in patches. Then they lost wickets. But the problem for Pakistan was nobody was able to play a long innings. If you look at the card there, Babar Azam made 50 runs of 65 deliveries, 4 fours and 1 6. They were all like little partnerships that happened. Mohammad Rizwan contributed 31 of 27, 4 fours, 1 6. Iftikhar Ahmed making 21 of 31, 1-4, 1-6. Saud Shakil was the highest scorer with 52 of as many balls with 7 boundaries. And Shadab Khan making 43 of 36, 3 fours and 2 sixes. He really gave some sort of real impetus to the innings, which was badly needed at that time, which was good. And yes, Pakistan definitely were crippled today. Shadab Khan could not take any further participation in the game, which was very sad for them because he was, I think he had an injury and a concussion substitute was summoned in the form of, I think it was Mohammad Wazim who came in as a concussion substitute, and he contributed marvelously. And talking about Mohammad Nawaz, made 24 of as many balls, 1-4, 2 sixes. So the problem for Pakistan happened to be that nobody was able to play a long innings. And also credit to the bowler Tabraiz Shamsi. Now we know that the left arm wrist spinners are a very rare breed. India has Kuldeep Yadav. The other day we saw the kid on the block, the young kid on the block, the Afghan 18 years old kid, Noor Ahmed, impressing one and all with his debut in the World Cup when he took 3 wickets, 3 wickets, and then Tabraiz Shamsi. So we have 3 wrist spinners in the World Cup. And I have a very strong feeling that Tabraiz Shamsi should be an integral part of the South African team, because I've seen that certain matches, I've not seen Tabraiz Shamsi into the South African squad. But I think, especially in this World Cup, in India, we have seen that the left-arm wrist spinners are really, really thriving. So I think from now on, Tabraiz Shamsi should be a part of the South African unit in each and every match that they play in the World Cup. Now, talking about this, as I said, the Pakistani batting order, the opening was did not give a good start. Hansen, going and providing the breakthrough with his deliveries, which was pretty good to see. Abdullah Shafiq, this was again, there was some bounce on the pitch, and there was some turn available for the spinners as well. So extra bounce from Marco Hansen did it all as he picked up the wicket of Abdullah Shafiq with a ball that climbed on him, and that was the end of Abdullah Shafiq. Then we had Imamul Haq was the next to go. This was an airy drive from Imamul Haq, which again went into the air, and the catch was snapped up by Klaasen. So the opening was not good at all for the Pakistanis. Then Babar Azam had to really rein himself in a bit. But as I said, little partnerships, Rizwan, Iftikhar, but again, it was a problem. And then it was only thanks to, I thought, Saud Shakil and Shadab Khan combining and putting a good partnership that things started moving along for Pakistan. And finally, they reached a target. They reached a total 270, which probably one felt was a challenging total. Now, looking at the bowling from Pakistan, Marco Hansen, 9 overs, 103 for 43. Well, he's showing his value absolutely in this World Cup. Lungi Gedi, 7 points. Yes, and also there was one more thing for South Africa, is that there was Kagiso Rabada, their most experienced bowler, was missing because of injury. And despite Kagiso Rabada not playing, I thought it's a wonderful victory for South Africa. Lungi Gedi, 1 for 45, his bowling figures. Aiden Markham, 4 overs, 20. Keshav Maharaj looked a bit off color, 9 overs done for 56. Quaidzi, 7 overs, 2 for 42. But Shamsi was the pick. As I said, he picked up some big wickets. He picked up the big fish, Babar Azam. And Babar Azam attempting something that he's not good at, probably, the sweep shot. And he was gone for 50. Then we had Iftikhar Ahmed, Saud Shakil. So some good wickets which were taken by Tabraiz Shamsi. As far as South Africa was concerned, it was, if you look at the South African card there, Timba, they definitely started off in a very positive manner. They were, in fact, they were keeping themselves over the run rate of 5.78 in the opening power play overs, which was good to see, with Bavuma contributing 28 of 27, 4 fours and 1 6. Quinton de Kock made a quick fire 24 of 14, 5 fours included. Rassie van der Dussen, yes, just a word about Rassie van der Dussen's fielding there before I come to his batting. Rassie van der Dussen, I thought he fielded very well in the deep. I thought he had a sort of a niggle, but I think he did a marvelous job in the outfield. He was really stopping. I thought he stopped a lot of boundaries, which was good to see. Rassie van der Dussen with the bat, he fell a victim to the leg spin of Usama Mir for 21 of 29 deliveries. But Markram was there playing his strokes with a great flair, as we all know. And he just needed someone to stick with him. But, Pakistan would have been absolutely delighted when they took the wicket of Henrik Klaasen, which is always a big wicket in this World Cup for any opposition. And that was done by Mohammad Wasim. He hit a six as well of the spin. But Mohammad Wasim, Mohammad Wasim, let me talk about Mohammad Wasim here. Now, Mohammad Wasim, coming into this side, he did a wonderful turn for him. It was his debut in the World Cup. In fact, Klaasen was his debut victim, the first victim in a World Cup for Mohammad Wasim. And Mohammad Wasim, what I like about him is, yes, this pitch definitely had a bit of bounce, the extra bounce. And Mohammad Wasim is someone who likes to hit the deck hard. He has a bit of pace about him as well. And that really told. And I thought he bowled very well. If you look at his bowling figures, probably it might not reflect it. 10 overs on made him 2 for 50. But I thought he really hit the deck hard. He bended his back. Yes, he had problems with some issues with some injuries as well. But then he came in. But I'm pretty impressed by Mohammad Wasim's bowling. Talking about Aiden Markram, as I said, he was playing with absolute flair. Klaasen was a big wicket for Mohammad Wasim. David Miller came and slammed 29 of 33, 2 fours, and everything was going on. And then the problem started when Aiden Markram, and today, one good thing about Babar Azam, he has, as a captain, Babar Azam has started learning his lessons pretty well. What one saw from Babar Azam is pretty good, and I think he's learning quickly. He did not make the same blunder. He knew that South Africa was just 100 runs away with 5 wickets in hand. He did not waste any time. Immediately summoned his mainline bowlers, Shaheen Shah, Haris Rauf, and that was pretty good to see. So that was well done, Babar Azam. But in the end, yes, I mean, you have to take some chances. Probably you could have kept 1 over. One does not know. But again, yes, one has to really attack from the front. But probably one trick probably Babar Azam missed, which you could look into, is probably when bowling to those tailenders, you could have probably had the luxury of putting a slip in, which would have probably helped, because there were a lot of balls which went through the edge through the slip cordon area. So that is something that probably I looked at. Other than that, we had, and this was the time when Aiden Markram was there, and definitely I thought it was a very good quality fast bowling from both Shaheen Shah Afridi and the other side, Haris Rauf, and also the results were also forthcoming as results came out, because Marco Hansen was a victim of the bowling of Haris Rauf, caught by Babar Azam very well. Then we had Aiden Markram's wicket there, but his wicket went to Osama Mir. But the real void was created. Not the void, I would say. Basically, the sort of a pressure situation was created by Haris Rauf and Shaheen Shah Afridi. But later on, it was and when Aiden Markram fell for 91 of 93, as long as Aiden Markram was at the crease, hope was definitely there for South Africa. But when Aiden Markram fell with a score on 250 for 7, definitely a bit of darkness descended around the camp. But definitely I thought it was a good job by Keshav Maharaj. He kept his calmness. He got Lungi Gadi just stuck it out there. Gerald Coetzee was out after Markram was gone on the same score, and that increased the pressure on South Africa. And now it was left to Keshav Maharaj and Lungi Gidi. They had to actually combat a few overs from Haris Rauf and Shaheen Shah Afridi. Probably I thought Shaheen Shah Afridi and Haris Rauf bowled a few wides. That also contributed, according to me. And then Lungi Gidi, as I said, he stuck it out, eking out 4 runs. But what a catch! I mean, that probably said that Pakistan were going to win the match, because Lungi Gidi got a ball. He was totally squared up and the ball ballooned. But it was a very good catch by Haris Rauf, a brilliant catch taken on his follow through, with his unnatural hand, his left hand, and he really clung on to the catch by diving forward. And that's not something which is easy to do for a fast bowler who is definitely at that point of time. He was really bowling very fast at 147 clicks, and definitely a job well done by Haris Rauf. So definitely it was a great catch. And now one thought that it was in Pakistan's bag. The match was in Pakistan's bag, but it was not to be. I thought credit to Tabraiz Shamsi as well. Gave good company to Keshav Maharaj. And what one liked about Keshav Maharaj was the calmness. With all his experience, he knew there were a lot of overs left, so it was intelligent batting, according to me. He just kept his calmness, nurdled the singles, and then finally, brought out that winning hit with the boundary. And as I said, in the final bend, I mean, the captain has no choice, because with 3 overs to go, he had to resort to the spin. And Mohammad Nawaz came in, and Keshav Maharaj immediately capitalized on it and hit him for a boundary. And that was victory for South Africa. And absolutely, the South African camp would have been absolutely happy that they got out of jail, because very easily Pakistan could have won this match. But again, there's always a slip between the cup and the lip, and that's what precisely happened. Yes, finally there is a bit of luck as well, but full credit to South Africa for getting this win over Pakistan. And Pakistan have really slumped once again after this particular. They have gone below Sri Lanka, I reckon, and South Africa, as I said, have climbed on. Talking about the bowling of the Pakistanis, Iftikhar Ahmed he was Babar Azam decided to actually thrust him into the first over. The first over was given to Iftikhar Ahmed in the power play itself, but he was not effective. The South African batsman De Kock and Pouma went after him. Shaheen Shah Afridi 10 overs for 45. Yes, he bowled very well. Mohammad Nawaz 6.1 for 40. Haris Rauf again league runs 2 for 62. His figures. Wasim impressive 2 for 50, and Usama Mir also bowled well, I thought, 2 for 45. But it was all done and dusted. But what a game! As I said, the crowd in Chennai were treated to some marvelous entertainment with the match going all the way down, which was absolutely great to see. And also tomorrow. The game. So Pakistan still, I wouldn't say they are still having their hopes alive, but definitely I thought no, Pakistan have to win all the matches that they're going to play. But because one has to see, there are still some matches to come. Tomorrow the game is a Trans-Tasman rivalry. It's a double header. So Super Saturday with the double header coming. The Trans-Tasman rivalry, as we call it, is the Australia-New Zealand game, which is coming up tomorrow. And then we have another clash. The second match will be between Bangladesh versus Netherlands, which also should be an interesting one. Well, dear fans and subscribers, this being said, it's about time to bring the curtain down on this cricket happenings by bidding you all a real goodbye. Thank you.